intact when it arrives. So what I've done, I have the main part of the flower already prepared. Again, I used the Forever Young cartridge, and on page 69 there was a flower and I just used the shift function. For the wider parts, I cut it at 3.5. For the smaller parts, I've cut it at 3. And so there's 3 leaves here. I just did one where I folded the petals down. And the other 3.5, there's 3.5 inch petals. And for the second one, I just folded them up, so you have like a downwards and an upwards. For the 3 inch, I've also folded upwards. I've kind of layered it so you can see all 3 petals from all the sides. For the leaves, I have used on Straight from the Nest. There is a layer shift function. And so I didn't really want any of, like, to layer them or anything like that. So I just used the shift function. And I got these great leaves. And I cut them out at 3 inches. And I was able to kind of position them. What I've done to create my little butterfly is I created, at the beginning of my project, a whole bunch of stick pins. So from the Sentimentals cartridge, the butterfly, I used the shift function. I don't know why I pulled out all the books, so if you don't like that, I'm sorry. I just had them all ready and I thought I would have it all, just trying to make the video, keeping track of everything I did. So I have this little butterfly here. I used some Martha Stewart stamps. They were on at Michael's, discounted for clearance for $5. So I was really happy with that. So I got some. And I put it on a clear melt block. And I inked it up with some black Memento Tuxedo black ink. And then I just placed over top of the butterfly, and I made sure the antennae wouldn't be inked up. So I just stamped it, and it wasn't intended to be fully covered. It's just like a rough kind of imprint, but I wanted it to have that inked up look. And so then you have a butterfly with some patterning on it. And it was a really quick and easy way to do it with all of them already set and ready to go. So then I used some glue dots and I attached it. So I've already poked my hole. Oops. I've already poked my hole through my flower. And so I'm going to, I've put a glue dot on the back. And I'm just going to press it right on the flower. So now I'm going to flip it over. I have my needle showing through. I have a glue gun right over here that's all heated up. And I know the cord looks horrible crossing over my body, but the outlet's to my left and the camera's to my right, so I don't want to have it going completely all over. So what I did is I put a glob of glue. And to cover it, I've cut a 1 1/4 inch circle. So I'm going to wait for that to cool off just a little bit. And there we go. I'm going to grab some tweezers, take the lid off because I don't have anything to pick up the glue gun or the hot glue once it's on. So I'm just going to grab it, and it's going to cover up all of the goings on, I guess, on the back here. And that gives my flower a nice little splash of color. It looks like a butterfly is just sitting and waiting, and the back is all nice and clean, ready to go. So now all that's left is my center. This one I've already made, and it's hard. It's ready to go. So I just put some glue, a nice good amount of glue, because it's going to cover up the stick pin, and center it. And there we go. So I forgot to mention when I was doing the petals that when I was looking at the pictures of the Black-Eyed Susan, it looked like there was pollen and all of that around the edge of the petals. So I used some Antique Linen Distress ink, and I just kind of brushed around the edge with a sponge. And then I had some Studio G pink, and I thought that like it really showed up with the color yellow that I chose. And so I just brushed the tips of it. So I don't think the camera's picking that up too well, but in person, I hope those who receive the flowers will notice that. And then one last thing that I did, I added some glossy accents, and I just gave it some dewdrops. And I think one more over here. And there we go. And I've done the majority of these last night. So I want to get them off in the mail. They need to be out of here, and Cynthia Lou, who needs them by the end of September. And I wanted to get them to her last week, but with school starting, and it just got really busy and the week got away from me. But I'm really happy they're all done now, and I hope those who receive them will like them, and I can't wait to receive my flowers. And I hope everyone has a great Friday and a great weekend. It looks like it should be nice weather, for most places anyways, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. Well, thank you for watching. Bye!